Okay, so we're looking at setting up a double leg takedown and then working on that the far arm for Americana and Kimura. So I've got Reagan here. I initiate my tie-up. Since my right foot is forward, I'll keep this arm down guarding this leg. I'll initiate with the left collar tie, and then I'll go to either a wrist or bicep. He's trying to tie me up too. As long as I keep my elbows narrow, I don't give away underhooks. That's the key there. Is you don't want to be winging your elbows out, because then he can get an underhook and he's in good shape. Once he gets the underhook and gets his head here, now I'm on the defensive. I have to actually try to stop him from taking me down. So avoiding that, I keep my elbows close. And then let's say I wanted to set up a right side collar tie, so I'll switch from here. And keep my head in front of his, so I'm not going ear to ear. My head is in his way, all right? And now I'm going to draw his right leg out by stepping to my right and circling and it steps. I'm going to pop down, so basically snapping down, and I'm going to pop up, stepping in, driving through. Notice my penetration was deep, so my shoulder drove his hip back. I'm hooking not just behind the knee, but down to the calf, inside the calf, and I'm blocking the hip or blocking the knee. As I drive up, I'm turning into him, cutting an angle, and now I'm going to drive this way. Now I'm careful as I bring him over with this flare not to just walk into his half guard or guard. So I'm still controlling this leg, and I stay with him, coming down. From here, he wants to get his forearm under my chin and put his hand on my wrist, on my shoulder. But if he brings it around my head like that, then I can turn and I can grab it and pin it. And then we play this game where if I get it, that's fine. If he extends it straight, I go for a straight elbow lock. If he turns it under, I walk this up. See, I walk it the other way. I block it by pulling my hand back and I grab here. Now I've got the Kimura. He extends it. I might lock it straight. He might turn it upward. I walk it down, hook under, pull back. And then in the midst of all this, he might bring it up over his head and join hands. All right, if he does that, I'll pop it here, and then I'm gonna get ready to hop across. All right, and then I'm gonna choke him. Alternatively, if I'm working this arm, and I'm at the Kimura, then as I raise his shoulder, he starts to get up on his side, I get up. All right, his arm's down. And then from here, I'll step around. This formation gives me pull on the arm, which means if I don't have the Kimura, let's say it's in front of his arm, his body, then I step over his head, stay close, this knee goes to his ribs, and now I'm already in position for the cross arm lock here, squeezing. So that same formation, which is a figure four, it lends itself to stepping around the head for the cross arm lock, in addition to jumping over the body for the arm and neck choke, or the arm triangle. So looking at this again, I look at the Kimura position as especially important because it leads to cross arm lock, and that position also leads to getting his back. So notice I'm playing this game from the side where he comes under and I'm here. I might get it, I might extend straight, I might get it, and it turns under. I walk it up, hook under, grab it, I might get this. In the course of all this though, if I get him up on his side, or if he protects it in here like this, then I set him up on his side and I step around for this arm lock, and I'm good. But when I step around for it, here, I can then look at trapping his head as well. And then I can either hook and go to back mount, or I can step past that, and now I have posted mount, where I can either wrap the arm and turn him to get his back, or let him, I'll loosen up that arm, let him stay on his side, and then set my foot under and step over my cross arm. Right here. Okay, so that is sort of a quick clinic on following up. Once you're working that arm, you start with Americana and Kimura because it preserves your side control, all right? You're not losing position. When I jump across to the arm triangle, or I step around his head for the cross arm lock, I'm giving up top position for the cross arm lock at least. And I want to be sure that I've got it before I make that move. So you start by tiring out the arm. There's a lot of stabilizing muscles that get tired real fast as you start twisting and manipulating that arm. And so just because you missed a Kimura or an Americana early on, if you keep chewing on that arm, it starts to tire and you get it eventually. And in the meantime, just make sure he doesn't get out. But along the way, he might make mistakes that give you the opportunity to step around his head or to jump over for the arm and neck choke, that arm triangle. And then you can take it then, because he's becoming desperate, and the key there is that he's starting to turn on his side. When he turns on his side, that shoulder comes up, and that's when that arm is yours.